Ever wondered what an Amish home really looks like inside? Not the staged catalog images or postcard views, but an actual lived-in Amish farmhouse where every room tells a story of work, faith, family, and the rhythms of rural life. Today, I'm taking you inside a real Amish property in Greenfield, Ohio. It sits on more than 20 acres, and from the outside it looks like a classic white farmhouse. But the inside, the layout, the furniture, the choices, and even the little details will show you exactly how a modern but plain Amish family lives day to day. This Amish home also has a feature you may be surprised by, as it is not something you see every day. And if you stay with me to the end, I'll tell you what this home was listed for, and why Amish properties like this are becoming harder and harder to find on public real estate sites. So let's start right where the journey begins, the land itself. Looking from above, the land immediately explains Amish life better than any textbook. You can see the cleared pasture, the long gravel drive, the wooded section on the back of the property, and the stretch of fenced areas perfect for livestock. Amish families aren't just buying homes, they're buying land that can sustain them. The shape of this parcel, with open fields on one side and woods on the other, gives them everything they need: gardens, grazing space, firewood, room for outbuildings, and privacy. You can also see that the home is set back far from the main road. This is common. Amish settlements value quiet, separation, and safety for children who spend a lot of time outdoors. That deep setback creates a buffer from the English world. Here's the home from the ground level, and it fits the classic Amish aesthetic perfectly. White siding, black roof, simple trim, and a full wraparound porch. That porch isn't just decorative. It's where families sit in the evenings, where children play, where boots and coats get left after chores. Amish porches are a gathering place, and the simplicity here, no excessive decorations, no railings, reflects their values. The ramp off the porch is another detail you'll notice. Many Amish families build them for aging grandparents, expecting to care for them long-term instead of sending them elsewhere. Now let's head inside. Walking inside, the first thing you see is the sheer openness of the main floor. Most Amish homes have very few interior walls. Part of this is practical. One heating source, like a wood stove, can warm the entire home. But another part is cultural. Big families gather in large spaces. Here we see rocking chairs lined up along the wall. That's very typical. Amish families rely on conversation, reading, sewing, and gathering, not electronics, so their living rooms are built for interaction rather than entertainment centers. The dark wooden floors are durable and practical, able to handle boots, buggies, kids, and constant use. The furniture is handmade or locally built. The pieced quilts draped over chairs add the only splash of color you'll see in most Amish homes. You'll also notice a lack of wall clutter. No large framed photos, no televisions, no modern decor. Instead, there's a birthday chart, a wooden cabinet, a writing desk, and simple calendars. These are functional items, not decorations. The small children's table near the rockers is another sign of a busy home. Amish homes are designed with children in mind. Lots of them. As we move deeper into the main level, the dining area takes center stage, and once again, you can tell how big this family likely is. The table is long, the benches are simple and sturdy, and the chairs are mismatched but practical. This dining room isn't about style, it's about feeding a large number of people at once. Amish mealtime is communal. Everyone gathers, everyone participates. And the size of this table tells you that this home is set up for 10, 12, maybe even 14 people on a normal day. You may also notice the oil lamp housing hanging from the ceiling. Many Amish homes don't use electricity, so these ceiling-mounted units hold their propane or pressurized lamps. Even though this home looks modern in many ways, those fixtures tell you exactly where they fall on the Amish spectrum. Modern cabinetry, yes. Electric grid, no. Now let's step into the kitchen, the heart of an Amish home. Immediately, you'll notice how bright it is. Large uncovered windows flood the room with natural light. This is intentional. Without electric lighting, Amish kitchens rely heavily on daylight. The cabinets are custom-built oak, varnished but plain. No ornate designs, no decorative hardware, just long, clean, functional surfaces. Amish woodworking is renowned for durability, and this kitchen is designed to withstand constant heavy use. The countertops are spacious and uninterrupted. You'll notice very few appliances because they aren't used. Instead, you'll see a propane-powered stove sitting on the counter, a water pump near the sink, and lots of open workspace. The foldable white table beneath the window is another Amish hallmark. It appears during canning season, baking days, quilting preparation, or anything requiring large amounts of space. The sink area is modern in appearance, but don't be fooled. Many Amish homes use simple gravity-fed or hand-pump water systems. The triple windows above the sink not only brighten the room, but allow for constant airflow, essential when cooking without electric ventilation. In one of the photos, the unfinished window trim stands out. This is common in Amish homes. The house is often fully functional before the last finishing touches are added. When you build it all yourself, you finish it as time allows. This kitchen, more than any other room, tells you that this Amish family is on the more modern end of the spectrum, running water, modern cabinetry, yet still firmly within the non-electric lifestyle. Let's move upstairs to the bedrooms, where the personality of this home really begins to show. The first bedroom is simple, sparse, and spotless. A handmade wooden bed, a modest dresser, and light-colored curtains, nothing excessive. Amish bedrooms are designed for rest, not display. You'll notice doilies, glass jars, small jewelry items, and a few personal decorations. Amish homes often keep personal life contained to the bedroom, since public spaces remain extremely plain. The second bedroom is interesting because it includes more modern elements: dream catchers, craft items, and a wooden dresser with rustic log-style joints. This often means that the older youth or a hired English worker stays in this room. Amish teens sometimes personalize their rooms more than the rest of the house. In the master bedroom, we see a much larger, heavier bed frame, dark wood, beautifully carved. This is Amish craftsmanship at its finest. The dresser and vanity are similarly solid, simple, and handmade. Across the rooms, you'll notice one consistent detail: no closets. Amish homes often use wardrobes or simply hang clothing on pegs because closets can be considered unnecessary space or luxury. The bathroom photo reveals something important. This home has indoor plumbing. Not all Amish communities allow this, but many in Ohio do. The tile floor is new. The vanity is modern but plain. The small pink potty seat in the corner tells you a toddler lives here. These homes are almost always filled with children. Even with indoor plumbing, the layout is extremely simple. No decor, no storage excess, just basic function. Image of the basement with canning shelves and large utility tubs. This is where Amish life becomes unmistakable. Rows of jars are lined up: tomatoes, applesauce, beans, pickles, all preserved for winter. A wash sink and wringer washer sit nearby because laundry is done manually or with gas-powered machines. The basement is not meant to look pretty. It is meant to work hard. From the exterior and aerial shots, you can see the barn and small sheds. These serve different purposes: buggy storage, livestock shelter, workshop area, tool storage, wood supply. The layout is deliberate. Everything is clustered within easy walking distance. Amish properties maximize efficiency because everything is done by hand or with horse-drawn equipment. Now that we've toured the house, let's appreciate the land again. 20-plus acres of mixed-use property is considered ideal for many Amish families. Enough open space for farming, enough wooded land for privacy and fuel, enough flat ground for gardens, clothing lines, and livestock. The simplicity of the landscape is the beauty of Amish living. Everything you see here serves a purpose. So the question is, what does a property like this actually cost? This Amish farmhouse, with more than 20 acres, a large barn, a fully functional non-electric home with modern cabinetry, multiple bedrooms, and an enormous family-oriented layout, was originally listed for $400,000 in 2020, but the listing was removed. It was relisted in November 2022 for $240,000 and finally sold in August 2024 for just $195,900. Where else can you get a house of this size on this amount of land for under $200,000? For this amount of land, square footage, and multi-generational potential, it's remarkable compared to equivalent English homes in the region. That wraps up our full walkthrough of this Amish farmhouse in Greenfield, Ohio. Every photo in this tour reveals something different. From the simple bedrooms to the massive dining room, from the wide-open kitchen to the handmade rocking chairs, this home shows exactly how Amish families balance tradition with practicality. Let me know in the comments, what surprised you most about this home? Was it the size, the simplicity, the combination of modern cabinets with non-electric living, or maybe the massive dining area built for a crowd? And if you enjoyed this Amish home tour, make sure to like the video. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tour.